hates the sound that goodbyes make. She loves Sundays and champagne. She can't stand the winter. She can't stand anything that she can't change. Oh, but she can't change. She is whatever she wants to be. She is a little of everything mixed up so tough in a beautiful way. She's got the world at her fingertips, and she makes beauty look effortless, and I want everything she is.
Hey y'all, it's Dorothy from PrepInYourStep.com, and I'm really excited today to share my agenda organization with y'all. So if you just clicked over from YouTube, then you may not know that I have a blog where I have shared all of these tips and a number of other organization post ideas with you on there. It's always the very first link below, and I would love it if y'all went and checked it out. For any of you that like to see kind of step by step what I'm doing or how to get organized, anything along those lines, then that post is going to be really helpful for you. But I am really excited to share all of these tips for you. I love organization. It has been something that I feel like I'm kind of good at ever since high school. So juggling a lot of things and figuring out how to make it look appealing to want to use a planner, stick to it, while also making sure that it's functional is something that I really enjoy. So a little bit about me so you understand kind of where my organization needs are. I'm a teacher. I teach 4th grade. This is my first year teaching, so I graduated in May. I'm also a blogger, like I mentioned, so I try to get new posts up every weekday. I'm a grad student still, so there we have 3 major things that all kind of need to be categorized, and I am a 20-something who wants to have a social life. So lots of different things to keep kind of in mind as I'm showing you my own organization process, but I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about the planner that I chose and have continued to choose for the last 3 or 4 years. So this is the Day Designer. This is the yearly, not the academic setup. They're set up pretty much identically, other than the academic one starts in August, which as a teacher you would think, why did she not do that? And I question that all the time. So this starts in January, which is kind of nice. It's a fresh start, even though it's not the start of a school year. And this is the regular size. There's now a mini size as well. And I will go ahead and tell you that these planners are expensive. They're about $60, but I get my money's worth and more every single year because of how frequently I use it. So this is the one I chose for this year. I believe it's the Painterly Floral. This is what I chose last year. It was the Day Designer collaboration with Bell and Blush. I don't know if you can see these like light pink checks. And then the one before that was striped, and I can't even remember all the way back. But I love these planners and think that the investment is totally worth it. So I go ahead and open mine up to the monthly spread, and because it's January 8th, yeah, it's January 8th. I really don't have that much written down right now, which is why I brought out the other planner as well, so that I could kind of show you some of those steps too. So the monthly spread for me is where I write down anything that's just big coming up. So not those little assignments that I may have due for grad school, or like, okay, I have morning duty this day for teaching. No, this is all of those big things. Like if I have a test, if I have a friend coming in town on the weekend, if I don't have school that day, all of those things end up going in the monthly overview of this planner. Because the beauty of this planner is that the individual pages within each month are daily. So each day you get your own page that goes from 5 a.m. until 9 p.m. So it has time slots, and it also has a to-do list section. So that's really awesome, and that's where I write down all of the little things. So when I'm writing things down, I like to do it in pen. I really hate my handwriting in pencil, and I know that I probably should just suck it up because that would make it so that there's not as much confusion if I have to cross things out. But I choose to write in pen, and my 2 favorite pens to write in are lip pens, which I haven't been writing in as much just because I don't have those in my classroom, but flare pens are another great and more affordable option, and so that's actually what I've been using right now to write in, because I have a set here at home and I also have a set at school, so I'm never without whatever color I need to organize with. And with that, I like to color code. At the beginning of each year, I choose a color for each of the different priorities I have and things that are going to go into my Day Designer. School and teaching, I use the same colored pen because I need to put those down, and they all kind of have the same end goal right there. Blogging has a separate color, social life has a separate color. All of those different things are spread out so that I don't get super confused when I look down and I'm trying to figure out what goes with what. Not that I think dinner with friends is going to get confused with what I'm doing teaching, but I like to be able to see it because I am super visual. And then in the daily section, I write only in black pen, which is not how I did it in college, and I'll link all of the blog posts I've done about day designers before below so that you can look at those and see how to organize it or how I organized it as a college student. But I only write in black pen on the daily section because it is less overwhelming for me, and I don't feel like I'm wasting my time switching between colors because all of these things just need to get done, and it doesn't really matter if it's for a certain class, and I need to make sure I have that binder with me because I'm no longer in a ton of classes at once like I was in undergrad. So I just write completely in black pen on these pages. Since I have a blog post all about how I organize my day designer, I'm not going to show you step by step kind of what I do because you can see it there. I'm going to answer some of those most common questions that I get asked all of the time, and I took to my Instagram, which is at PrepInYourStep, to see what questions y'all had for me when it came to organizing my day designer. So I have my laptop next to me, and I'm going to have to look at those questions because I cannot remember them off the top of my head. So one question I was asked was, how do you keep your planner organized when dates change? I am certainly a perfectionist in many regards. I like things to be done right. I like them to be done right the first time. So when I do take that time to sit down with my day designer and plan out everything that's going on, it's a big bummer when things start to change dates. My solution for that issue is to take whatever color pen it is written down with and draw one line through it, which, yes, that does not look as crisp as if everything were just written in and there were no lines, but it does make it so that I know that that is no longer due, or I don't have that obligation on that day, and I instead go through and write it on the day that it is going to happen. So that one line through it, it's hard to make a mistake when you're just drawing one line. I'm not a fan of whiteout. I know that some people may really like it to look like a fresh, clean, all right, this is white, I can write something on top of it, but that's just not for me. So I draw one line through it, and over the years I've just come to accept that, you know what, it doesn't look perfect in my planner, but this change in deadline is probably pretty beneficial to me personally, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Another question I got was, what exactly do I write down? Do I write down every little thing? And in the daily section, yeah, I kind of write down every little thing. If I can check it off, then the chances it's in there so that I can check it off because that makes me feel more accomplished. For the monthly overview, it's only those big things. It's not those little things that need to get done every day, like paying bills or something like that. So those commitments or those class times, anything super big that I want to be able to see in a monthly layout so that I can start planning out my weeks ahead of time, that goes in the monthly section. So I do end up writing down a lot of things that I could probably remember to do without writing them down, but the satisfaction of crossing something off my list is enough to have me write it down. Another question that a number of people asked was how often I fill out my day designer. So for me, I take it with me whether I'm going to a coffee shop, when I'm going to school. I take it with me pretty much everywhere. I will leave it at home if I'm going out with friends, so don't think I'm too crazy. But because of that, because I'm carrying it around with me, I use it pretty much every single day. It's open on my desk so that I can start checking things off. It's in my bag if I need to look at when something is to schedule something out. But as for organizing kind of the monthly layout, that's as needed. Whereas the daily layout, I'll take some time in the morning and write down all of those tasks I need to accomplish so that it's there and it's ready for me and I'm not going to forget. So it does encourage me to continue to use my day designer, which was another question, is how do I actually stick to using it? And I think that that's just become a habit over time, but that is one way to make sure that you're using it, is if you set out a time every morning to write in it, maybe with a cup of coffee and you're waiting for school to start, or your work is flexible with what time you actually start getting things done, but taking that time in the morning to make sure that I have used it and have everything written down encourages